Hello and welcome back to Capsule Closet Stylist with me, Michelle Barrett. I have been a personal stylist for 25 years this year, dressing celebrities for entertainment, music promos, drama, film, editorial, and around 18 months ago I started Capsule Closet Stylist to help people make better choices for their wardrobes, saving them time, money and space. So ultimately they can make much more informed, intentional purchases. So today I wanted to talk to you about a capsule wardrobe for 2024. So let's get started. So the first thing you want to do when building any capsule wardrobe is think about what your needs are. The ultimate goal of our capsule wardrobe is to make your wardrobe work for you instead of you working all hours God send for your wardrobe and it's still not working. So a big tip is look at what you do over a month, divide it up by 100% and work out what percentage of time you spend doing whatever activities you do. So let's say, for example, you work out and you realise that you spend 60% of your time at work. Well, 60% of your wardrobe needs to be work-based. Let's say you spend 10% of your time out on date night with your partner. 10% of your wardrobe needs to be date night based. Let's say you spend 30% of your time with your children. 30% of your children, 30% of your wardrobe needs to be suitable for hanging out with the kids. So think very practically about what your actual wardrobe needs are. Also consider how often you do a wash cycle, whether you've got clothes that need dry cleaning, how often you can get to the dry cleaners, and consider how many items you would need, so percentage by that. So let's say you're at work for 5 days a week, you have to wear formal clothes, you might need 5 different tops. How often do you do a wash cycle? If you do a wash cycle twice a week, it might mean that you only need 3 of them. So just do the maths, have a really good think about how your wardrobe should look in terms of what your lifestyle is. So in other words, your wardrobe serves you rather than the other way around. Now the next thing you want to do is remove any clutter. Now most of us, nearly every client I work for has or work with has a wardrobe full of clothes but nothing to wear, and the reason why is because they've got too much stuff and it becomes overwhelming. So many people will go into a store, they walk straight out again because they don't even know where to start looking for what is going to work for them. So hopefully this video will help you too. So what we want to do is remove the clutter. Now there are several factors that should go into deciding whether you keep something or you remove it. First one is does it need replacing in terms of is it worn out, is it broken? Now if you put it in a pile, anything that's broken that you've not fixed, either intend to get it fixed in the next couple of weeks or remove it completely. So put it somewhere where you're going to see it every single day, or just get rid of it. Anything that doesn't fit, I suggest you at least, in the very least, put somewhere else that's not right in front of you every day. I don't believe it's actually really good for your self-worth if you've got something in front of you that doesn't fit you anymore that you're kind of working towards. Now if you are working towards it and you want to put it aside for the time being, by all means do that, and then at the end of the season, if you've not reached that target weight, whether it be putting weight on or losing it, then consider removing it entirely after that. Remove anything you've got absolute duplicates of that you don't need. So for some reason, I work with a lot of clients, they've always got a lot of black leggings. I've got no idea why, but they always have. So if that's you, let's say you do yoga class twice a week, you probably only need 2 pairs if you do a wash cycle once a week. So choose the best quality pairs out of the ones that you've got. So always look for the quality over anything else. The other factors you want to consider, does the fabric feel good on your skin? If you've got 2 different pairs of trousers that look really similar but one feels really good and one doesn't, then you probably choose the one that does. Consider what types of colours and styles work for your body type. I'm going to go through that in a second, but that's the more aesthetic thing. But what we want to look at is the real practicalities of what you need in that wardrobe and what you don't. But one tip I will give you, when you declutter, don't do it to the point where you literally have nothing to wear. It's one thing to have a wardrobe full of clothes but nothing to wear, but another thing entirely to have a wardrobe of no clothes and literally nothing to wear. So be careful, but be intentional, and if you're not sure, sure, put it aside, make a note, and make a note that it's something that in time you might want to replace with something that's more suitable. Next up, I kind of mentioned or touched on this earlier, but is the colours. Know what colours work for you and know what colours you love. Now, one thing I always get clients to do when I work with them is I create a private Pinterest board and I get them to pin colours and styles that they like onto it. It helps me get into their heads and kind of work out what they love. So I suggest you do that too. So actually look at what colours really work for you and ones that you really like, that kind of make you feel good when you wear them. Second thing is learn what colours work for you in terms of your colouring. Now, one of the best ways you can do that is have an actual colour analysis done. Now, you can go online and you can do these questionnaires where you can fill them out, but what you'll probably likely find, and this happens, people come to me and say this to me all the time, is on one website it says they're one thing and on another website it says they're something else, which causes confusion. Get a proper colour analysis done by somebody who knows what they're doing, who's been doing it for a long time. And by that I mean not just somebody who's done a course 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, even 5 years ago, because there is so much more to it than putting you into those 12 kind of colour category boxes. What I find is most people fall slightly into another box as well. So, you know, if you just look down the street and you look at all the people that walk past you, all the different kind of skin colours and eye colours and hair colours, to actually say that we could probably drop them all into 12 boxes isn't doable. It just isn't. So get a proper colour analysis done. Choose around 8 colours from that colour palette, ones that you absolutely love, that you got inspired by from your Pinterest board, and go from there. Next up, we're going to look at your body type. Now that's in a really similar way. Now this applies to men and women, doesn't matter who you are. So look at what styles and cuts suit that body type. Now again, when I work with clients, I do a colour analysis and a body type style guide together because I feel that they come together. It helps people make more informed choices from the offset. So if you know what kind of styles work for your body shape, when you go into a shop, instead of feeling overwhelmed, you've chosen your colours from your colour palette, you can literally go in and say, right, okay, I know you can look around like a radar and literally go spot a jacket, for example, look at it and go, that's in my colour, and I know that that style works for me too, and I love it. And it helps you make much more informed choices. So look at your body type as well. Now there are a few aspects of how you dress that you can use with your body type. Anything you're not comfortable with and you feel a bit conscious of, go for darker matte colours. Anything that you are happy with and you're happy to enhance, go for brighter, lighter or shinier fabrics. Try to choose something that doesn't cling too much. So, you know, probably if it's an area you're not very happy with, you know, anything in stretchy satin or stretchy velour on that area in like a bright pink or a, you know, bright yellow or something like that is probably the worst fabric that you could possibly have. So go darker, matter with areas you're not so happy with, and brighter, lighter and shinier in areas you are. So now I'm going to talk about some different outfit ideas for different scenarios that you might have in your life. And the first one I want to talk about is work, because of course that makes up the vast majority of what most of us do. Now, dependent on what your working environment is will depend on how much you need this. It could be that you have a uniform, a very specific uniform that's given to you. It could be that you've got certain colours you have to wear alongside that uniform, or there's certain colours you have to wear to work. But I'm going to talk about mainly people who have to be kind of smart towards smart casual, which would cover most offices and most kind of working environments. Now, what I would suggest you do is, like I said, look at your lifestyle, how much time you spend at work, think about your wash cycle and how many items you need in that wardrobe. A really good idea if you're female is to have a blazer and a skirt and a pair of trousers that all match together, because that is a really good basis to mix and match and change around as much as you want, adding different tops to and different combinations. It's a really simple way of putting a capsule wardrobe together. Now, another tip is choose around 3 colours for your for each outfit, and that applies to work or anywhere else. But if you choose 2 neutral colours, and by neutrals I mean kind of what I call called canvas colours. They're like the colours that blend into the backdrop, a bit like what are behind me. So beige, cream, white, navy blue, charcoal grey, black, those kind of colours. And then one highlight colour, so that could be red or pink or whatever you want it to be. Now it could be that you work in an environment where you don't need to do that and you can actually dress more casual. But again, stick to the 3 colour rule. It always works and helps you look more coordinated straight away. Another little tip with workwear, if you're going to wear a pattern, always match any other garment to the print in the pattern rather than the background of the pattern. It's much easier to do it that way. So yeah, workwear, kind of think about durability as well, because what you don't want to do is spend loads of money on that workwear. You just want it to be something that feels comfortable. That's really important. Also covers the job, and think about the season as well if you live in a seasonal environment. Next up is date night. Now I actually contributed to an article in Brides magazine where I was asked about what men should wear on a date. Now I think most of the ideas that I gave to that magazine apply to men and women. Now the first thing that I would say is look at what your date wears in their profile, particularly if you've been doing online dating. If it's for a friend, ask them what type of thing they wear, whether they're really casual, whether they're smart, whether they're sporty, whatever they are, and try and reflect that a little bit without taking away from your own personality. My next tip again is to stick to under 3 colours. Keep it really simple and coordinated. Go smart casual. Don't go too casual and don't go too dressed up. The next thing you want to consider is where you're going. Where are you going on your date? You know, if you're going to go, I don't know, water skiing on your first date, you probably don't need your heels. Or if you're going to go to a beach, you probably don't want your heels. You know, so think really carefully about where you're going. Is there a dress code? I would keep really big logos or big statements, or even like football shirts, that kind of thing, to a minimum, and maybe avoid those, and just keep it kind of pretty straightforward and understated is probably the best way to describe it, but without removing from who you are, because what you don't want to do is present yourself as one person on that date when in actual fact you're somebody else. Next up, I'm looking at days out. Now obviously days out can consist of so many different things, but one thing I will say to you, if you're going out for the whole day and you know you're going to be doing a lot of walking, consider your footwear first. So think about where you're going, what the terrain is likely to be like, and consider that footwear. It could be that you can do 2 things. Maybe if you've got to walk a bit, you can change your shoes, take a pair of flats with you, but consider that first. Also consider the climate. You know, if you're actually going outside, you know, what is the weather going to be like that day? Have you got layers? Is it going to be interchangeable? Again, try and keep under your 3 colours. But sometimes what's really simple way for choosing an outfit for a day out is to just stick to a dress or like a jumpsuit or something like that, if you like that kind of thing. I love jumpsuits and dungarees myself. The reason why I like them is because it's really easy then to add the other bits in, because it covers the vast majority of your body, so it makes sense. So yeah, for days out, consider the climate, consider whether you're inside and out, consider whether you're going to be walking a lot, what type of shoes you need, and whether you need layers. Next up, lunch with the girls. Now, if you're going out for lunch with the girls, you definitely want to look like you've made an effort, but one thing you don't need to do is do it to the point, I'm just going to tap my laptop down there actually, you don't want to do it to the point where you're not competing with everybody, you're not trying to impress anybody, you're just literally there to just hang out with your friends. So make an effort, but you should be relaxed. You can be in jeans, you can be as casual as you like. You don't need to kind of impress anybody, because you're just having some time out with your friends. But again, you might want to look at the location that you're meeting at and having lunch, and just to check that there isn't a dress code there as well. next up I'm going to look at outfits for the evening. Now, one thing that's quite difficult with evening wear and having a capsule wardrobe is the whole idea of a capsule wardrobe is to make it as minimal as possible so it mixes and matches easily. So ideally you will have one outfit which works for several different occasions. I have a jumpsuit that I bought from Nancy Mac, which is silk velvet. It's in a kind of very 1950s style. I have worn that out on an evening out with friends. I have worn it to Goodwood Festival Speed, and I've also worn it to a wedding, because it works for each one of those occasions. And that is what I suggest you do with anything with evening wear. If you're buying it, buy some sort of basic piece, which would probably be a dress or a jumpsuit like I've got, and then add accessories to do it, to dress it up for that particular occasion. So obviously you can add heels to it, or you can add flats to it if you're going to be around all day. You can have a hat, or you can add certain types of jewellery. So you can kind of dress it up as much as you want, or dress it down to make it a little bit more understated if you need to as well. Alternatively, look at hiring. There are plenty of companies out there now, including Loanhood, which is a really good app, where you can hire clothes either from other people, or you can actually hire them from a company. There's one I know called Rent the Runway, where you can hire beautiful designer dresses just for an evening. So this is an occasion that is a real one-off occasion, and you know you're not going to wear that dress again, then maybe the best option is to hire it. But choose simple kind of block colours and then add your accessories to it to adapt that outfit to different occasions, so that you don't have to have multiple different dresses or jumpsuits or whatever it is for different occasions. Finally, minimalist capsule wardrobe. Now, with a minimalist capsule wardrobe, most clients that have come to me and they're really looking for that minimal look, they literally maybe go for 4 maximum colours in their wardrobe. I usually suggest around 8, but obviously it's whatever you prefer and whatever you feel most comfortable with. Now, if you're going for that minimalist look, again, what I would suggest is that you go for the more canvas colours. So your beige, your stone, your white, your ivory, your silver grey, your charcoal grey, your black and your navy. The reason why is because those tones excuse me, those tones tend to mix and match with each other very easily. Now, it could be that you have one highlight colour as well, for example like a red, but if you're going for that minimalist look, it tends to look like that minimalist look with those minimal colours, particularly like your ivory and your white and your beige and your stone. They tend to work really well together. So again, minimise down your colours. Choose around 1 or 2 colours for each outfit. You can even go even more minimal if you like and go for that monochromatic look. Now, one thing to say about the monochromatic look: if you say have a navy jacket and a navy pair of trousers, but they aren't quite matching, and it doesn't quite work because the navies are slightly different. Now, the way in which you can make something like that work and go for that monochromatic look, where you even have a navy top, navy jacket and a navy skirt, for example, is to use different textures or different fabrics. And the reason why is because the light hits them differently, and that way it works. I'll give you an example. So let's say you have a linen skirt, you have a satin or silk top, vest top, and then maybe you have a velvet or a knitted cardigan. So velvet or a knitted cardigan, velvet jacket or a knitted cardigan. Now, even if that's all in navy blue, each piece is going to catch the light differently. So it will look very coordinated, very minimalist, but it won't look like you're trying to match something together to make it look like a suit and it's not quite right, it's a bit off. I hope that makes sense. So, losing my voice, I've been talking for too long. So I hope you found that helpful. If you need help with a capsule wardrobe, or you just want to have a chat with me, please book in for a discovery call with me. I love meeting people who tell me that they watch these videos, because I talk to a camera and I don't know who's watching it. So it's really nice when I see a face wherever you are in the world. So I'll put the link below. I'll also put it in my notes. But head over to capsuleclosetstylist.com. In the top right hand corner, you'll see a little button that says book a discovery call. Book a discovery call with me and we can talk about what your needs are, where you're at, and how I can help you. So So I can help you with colour analysis, body shape, style guide, wardrobe edits. I can do the shopping for you. I can give you outfit ideas, the whole lot. And it literally doesn't matter where you are. That is the beauty of the internet. If you're local to me, I can come directly to you. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. If you have, please like, subscribe, tell your friends, you know, tell them all about it. Watch some of my other videos, leave me a comment. Let me know what else you'd like to see as well. I'd love to hear from you. And have a wonderful week wherever you are. I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye.